Hi, my name is Tracy and welcome to the Comfy Red Couch. In North America today it is Mother's Day and I'm just enjoying a nice quiet time. The kids are out, my husband's out, and I'm just really excited to spend some time with you and show you some lovely things that I've been working on, some lovely things that I've received, and I'm just looking forward to just a nice pleasant day. So the sun's out, shining. It's a bit windy, but nice day to podcast and do some crafting. Every day's a nice day to do crafting for sure. But so I hope you've got your requisite cup of tea. This is one of my favorite, my little hedgehog mug that I got in England. It is Royal Worcester Rendale Designs, and it's just so cute because it's got the hedgehog there, and then there's even a little hedgehog inside my mug too. The only problem with this mug is it's a little bit small, so I'm actually now on my second cup because I'm needing some caffeine today. So anyway, so I hope you've got your tea. I hope you've got a nice project to work on and that you're happy to come and sit for a little bit. Just take some time for yourself. You know, look after yourself on Mother's Day or whatever day of the week it is that you're watching, and join me. So I have lots of exciting things to share. And first off, and I always forget to do this, I should say I am TRACEYRR on Ravelry, and I am Comfy Red Couch on Instagram. And I am now at 61 subscribers on YouTube, so really exciting. And I've been thinking about, back in episode 2, I shared a skein of Sarah from Cauldron of Colors. I had purchased a skein of her colorway Invictus, and it's sort of like a teal with magenta in it. And I had just started the podcast, and as a congratulations for starting, she sent a second one. So I had said to her, oh, I really want to use it as a prize. So I wasn't sure how I was going to do it or when I was going to do it, but I really want it to be the first prize that I give away on the Comfy Red Couch. And so I have decided, because I'm now at 61 subscribers, and I'm trying to be positive, and so I'm saying when, not if, when I get to 100 subscribers, I'm going to give that as a giveaway. So I'm just excited about that, and as I said, trying to be positive, so when rather than if. So fingers crossed that we'll get to 100 and I'll have a lovely prize to give away at that point. So that's sort of something that's in the works. For today, I have some yarn to show you. I have no finished objects, but I've got some other stuff to share as well. I can finally share my yarn from the Shawl Society 2.2, so I'm excited to share that in my favorite things segment. And I've got lots of fun things planned for today, so I hope that you've got a little bit of time to sit down, relax, and enjoy some time with me. So let's get started. Okay, it is sewing time, and I have some progress to show that I'm really excited about. Last week I set the goal for myself to get my buttonholes and buttons on, as well as finishing off my sleeves, and I didn't think I was going to do it because it was a really busy week. And on Friday night, like really late, I sewed the bias tape to the sleeve, and on Saturday morning I was able to iron and secure the rest of it around, and then also get my buttonholes done. And then we had to go out yesterday, and then this morning I got the buttons on, so I'm really excited to show you my progress. So my collar was on, I got the sleeves done, and there's my lovely little bit of bias tape on the inside. I did wonder whether I should have maybe put it so that this part was on the outside, but it's just a nice sort of, once it's ironed it'll be a little bit more smooth, but just a nice simple line. And then I ended up using the flower buttons, and I ended up putting in an extra button than at the bottom, just because I thought I like the idea of having an extra button at the bottom rather than, I can always have it undone if I want. So anyway, so it is coming along, and all I have left to do, and this is the worst part, is my hem. So I hope I don't have too much mayhem with my hem. So anyway, that is going to be this week's goal, and so hopefully next Sunday I'll be able to wear this. It's pretty. So anyway, I love the flower buttons, and I'm just really looking forward to having a spring dress once the May weekend hits and the heat starts going up, and I'm in an unair-conditioned office where they're going to start tarring the roof. Oh, it's not going to be very nice. So it'll be nice to have some nice cool clothes to wear. So but super excited about this. Last week on the podcast I talked about a couple of mishaps, and I only ended up mentioning the one, which was about the bias tape maker. And as you could see by my sleeve, I did get the correct size, but I had been using the wrong foot. I had been using a zipper foot. And so I went to the sewing store that carries the Husqvarna, because that's the type of machine. I have a Husqvarna Husky, and I bought just a regular foot because I don't know, I've misplaced the regular foot that goes with my machine. No idea where. I had all the other feet. So anyway, I've been using a zipper foot to do most of the rest of the dress, and my goodness, what a difference having the proper foot makes. Anyway, so Saturday I got the one that I thought would work, and that was the Husqvarna one, got it home, and it was like, I can't even get my finger far enough apart to show you what, like, I don't even know if it was a millimeter. It might have been like a hair. It just didn't fit onto the attachment wouldn't fit onto the clip. So Tuesday I had to go back, and but we were able to get the proper foot, and so when I sat down Friday night to work on the sleeves, oh my gosh, what a difference it makes having the proper feet. So that's always a good thing to have now. And of course I was looking at all the fun attachments, but an interesting thing I did this morning with my buttons, because I secured my buttons this morning, was I actually just used my machine to put the buttons on. I've never done that before, and I just hand wound it and it just went back and forth, and so I secured my lovely little buttons. I don't know if you can see them without blurring, with the machine. So definitely made things a little bit more even looking than if I had hand done them, and less trying to thread the needle through the eye for myself. So I was really happy to get this much progress done, and hopefully next week I will have the hem done and ironed up, because it's like a little wrinkle bag right now, and I can show you that. So oh, and then yesterday I was out in the afternoon, and I went to Bowmanville, which is about an hour east of Toronto, and that's where my parents live. And my sisters and I went down to the town, and I had asked, you know, are there still the fabric stores there? So there's one that's in like an old factory, and we went there, and I found some material I really, really liked, and I was all ready to purchase it, but unfortunately their debit machine was down, so I was not able to purchase it. So I don't know if that was a blessing or a curse. So it was just a nice plaid, and I didn't know which pattern I would use it on. I just knew I had a bunch of patterns. So I have found a pattern that I think, in the pile that I've shown you, that I think that I would like to use it on. And so maybe I'll try and go back next time I'm out that way and pick that material up, because it was Canadian tartan, and so it's more fall-like, but I really liked it. So I might just have to make a day trip out there when I've got a bit of spare time and pick up that material and get that sewn up. But in the meantime, after this is done, my polka dot dress is the next thing on the slate. So excited about that. Sock time, sock time, sock time. I didn't think that I would get the second one done. I did finish the first one of my Magic Touch. I don't know how to pronounce it. I just know how to spell it. TOE''CH. So I do have the half finished. The toe is just so cute. But my gosh, they are a little bit bigger than I was originally anticipating. I made the medium size. I usually make the small. I think I'm changing the recipient. So it's not, these are going to be for my son Isaac, who I like to say has big puppy feet. He's like in a size 11 and a half, 12 men's feet, and he's still 15. So I'm afraid how much more his feet are going to grow. So I had him try them on the other day, and he put them on. Oh, Mom, can I please have them? He really, really wants them. So he's definitely going to be knit worthy for these ones. And he absolutely adores this part of the sock. And it was so funny because, you know, I had just finished it off and I had him try it on. And he says, oh, when will you have the next one done? Tomorrow? Yeah, right. I think that was on Tuesday night, maybe Wednesday. So no, I definitely did not have the next one done by the next day. However, I am still on the leg of the second one. I'm starting to get a little bit worried that I might not have enough yarn because he has huge feet, and instead of maybe going for a 6-inch leg, I went for I think a 7-inch leg. So it's I'm getting close to the heel turn here though, but yeah, he's got really big puppy feet, so definitely not by tomorrow. Not even by probably Wednesday of this, well, maybe by Wednesday of this week. We'll see. Anyway, I'm hoping by next week I will have a pair of finished socks, and I'm going to have to, when I do finish them, put them away and hide them because otherwise Isaac will steal them and then I won't have them to show. And I don't want to show you gross socks that have been on a 15-year-old boy's feet. I don't want to hold those. Anyway, so, but, you know, boring socks with the fun toe, definitely a touch of magic touch. So that's one of the things. I'm not sure what I'm going to do for my next pair of socks though. I mean, I definitely have lots of yarn. I haven't really started thinking about which yarn I'll use, but I am probably going to do one of the School Socks Rock patterns, and this is by Suffolk Socks. Julie Walters designed these, and there's 3 socks, and I'm not sure which ones I'm going to do yet, but I'm really intrigued by the top cuff part of the sock. So I think one of these ones will be the next pair that I work on, and something pink or purple, or you know, some springy color, and I've got lots of those. So so that's going to be my next pair whenever I start them. So I likely will start them as soon as I get these ones off the needles. I'll probably put another pair on, just because I do like to have something to work on at work, although it's been so busy at work that I haven't had as much time in the mornings. Next week should calm down a bit, and tomorrow I have the day off, which is kind of nice, so maybe I'll get a good chunk done on my socks tomorrow, depending, we'll see. Okay, so I have no finished objects, but I do have something to share, and it is in my favorite project bag by Little Bobbins that I showed last week, and I told you what was in it last week. And this is the yarn for the Shawl Society for the June release, so 2.2. And so because Helen released the yarn details earlier this week, I can show you what my yarn looks like. And I am using Dye for Yarn TUSSAH silk, lace weight, and purple again. This is Withering Bunch of Roses, and so it is definitely very, very fine and attached to the project that I can't show you. And so this is what will be coming up in the next little while. So the TUSSAH silk is actually fairly nice to work with. I have done a few shawls made with the Dye for Yarn, and they block out beautifully. It will look like a wrinkle bag until I block it, and so yeah, so that's the yarn I'm going to be using for the Shawl Society 2.2, and I'm only about 15, not quite 15%, so I'm between 10 and 15% done this shawl. I do have tomorrow off, and I also have next weekend is a long weekend in Canada, so it's the Victoria Day weekend, and so I am looking forward to finishing this and getting it on the blocking wires and having it ready. What I'm going to be doing with this one is my next door neighbor and I have an exchange plan. So my next door neighbor is an artist, and I had said to her, if I make you a shawl, could maybe I trade you that shawl for a piece of your artwork? So that is what we're going to be doing. So I'm really excited about that. So I had originally chosen a different yarn that I was going to do her shawl in, but unfortunately there wasn't quite enough yardage. So this has the required yardage, but I'm a little bit nervous actually about whether I will have enough, but we'll see. I do have a plan B just in case I don't have enough. I've got another skein in a darker color that if I need to, I'll do something to make it work. So and that's what test knitting is all about too, is figuring out whether the yardage works and that. So anyway, that is what's being worked on, and will hopefully be a finished object soon that I can show in early June. So exciting! And now it's one of my favorite times, time to share what I got in some brown paper packages this week. And you'll remember my basket here. It's actually, if you can tell, kind of empty. But if you've seen my Instagram, you will know that I have another sort of basket that has arrived, and you can see it is full. I had a lot of brown paper packages earlier in the week, so actually I only received them on Monday and Tuesday, so it was probably good that I didn't get anything else later in the week, because we're gonna have a lot to share today. So I did want to share a couple of things that I purchased yesterday when I was out, and so they're not quite brown paper packages. One's actually a green paper bag, and so I was at a store where they were having like a pop-up of it was a regular store, and they had some vendors that came in, and it was like a Mother's Day pop-up. And so one of the vendors that came in was a company called Sense of Calm, and I tried their hand cream. I was just blown away. My hands have not felt so soft in ages, and I get really dry hands. Unfortunately, the pretty ribbon has sort of fallen off a bit. Anyway, so I was just over the moon when I tried their hand cream, and they didn't have the smaller metal container size, so I ended up buying the largest sizes possible. It was a good deal, like it was a 2-for sort of deal, because they were doing the pop-up, and the two flavors, if you want to call them flavors, that I liked, they didn't have them in the metal, so I went with the big mason jar full. And so this one is lavender rosemary, and the other one is lemongrass. And so that was Sense of Calm Naturals, and just, oh my gosh, it's just like such a nice creamy hand cream, and I've never, oh, my hands were just so happy. And it smells nice too, and it's just sort of like a nice cream. And anyway, so that was something I picked up yesterday while I was out, and wanted to share because it was just so wonderful. So Canadian company based in Durham region. I'm not sure what the shipping would be like, but definitely, my hands were so happy. Anyway, so that was in my green paper bag. And also, while I was in the small town just south of where my mom lives, I bought another of my favorite things. They had a British store, and I used to be a real tea snob, and I do tend to like loose leaf tea, but this is just my guilty pleasure. I just love the Marks & Spencer Extra Strong Tea, and so these were regularly $9.99, on sale for $6.99, probably because the expiry date was, you know, this month, but it's tea, it's fine, it's in a bag. So I bought 3 boxes because I do drink this. This is my preference. Just every morning I throw it in my to-go mug that I take to work, and I was just really happy to get those and to get them on sale, because there are some places in Toronto that sell them for a lot more money than that, so something that made me excited. So anyway, that's why, so this basket here does not have much. However, my new Fringe Supply Company Porter bag is filled with lovely yarny goodness. There's a spoiler in here, so I will give that alert before I share. I'm not sure that I'm going to share everything. I mean, I guess I'll try and share as much as I can. There's a lot. It was a good mail week. Anyway, so it was kind of fun. On Monday, I received some hedgerow yarns, and on Sunday, Sarah of Cauldron of Colors had a picture of some tea and had talked about rose lemonade, and I said, I have got to get me some of that. And in the mail the next day, I got me some of that. So I was really excited. So I've got some rose lemonade that I am looking forward to trying, and maybe that'll bump out my Marks & Spencer. So I'm really excited. And there's another tea bag back here, but I haven't opened this yet, so I'm not sure. It looks like it says chocolate something. So excited to try these, especially this one. So nice pink. Oh, I love that color too. So yummy tea. Oh, this didn't come that day, but I'm going to show the boring stuff first. So I did get another Hiya Sharps needle, and this is the US 6 4mm, which is a needle I use a lot of. I probably would like to get a 3.75 as well, and so this came with my Norah George purchase this week as well. So anyway, let's start off with what I got on Monday, and that was from Hedgerow. And these two are very, very similar. One is called PIPKIN, and the other, oh, they're both called PIPKIN. For some reason I thought they had different names. So anyway, this is the PIPKIN in the merino nylon sock, and it's a 75 merino, 25 nylon. And this one is in the merino nylon sock, but it's an 80 merino and 20 nylon, so just a little bit different. Yeah, I thought they had different names, but I love the little bits of color in there. So fun. I might make something for myself and then make something for someone else with these. I have a baby outfit that I'm planning to make. Oh, I gotta throw that in too. So anyway, maybe I'll do it in one of these ones. So anyway, that's from Hedgerow. And then I got Mystic Rainbow, and this was so pretty. Just beautiful colors. And I did put a picture on Instagram of the package I received, because oh, Hedgerow Yarns packaging is just amazing. I think it's got to be like the best in the yarn business, because it's just so beautiful. And when you get a package from Hedgerow, it is just wonderful. So, and then this one is called Secret Garden, and I just love the little clips and the little stitch marker you get. And this one is divine. It is glorious, and I don't know if you can see, it's on a sparkle base, so that's always lovely. Look at that amazing green there, and just oh, blues, oh, so pretty. This one makes me really happy. So So that's from Hedgerow, and Jane, just as I said, Jane's packaging is glorious, amazing, wonderful, makes me so happy. And so when I get a package from Jane, it's just, you have to really savor every moment. So those were in the mail on Monday. And also in the mail on Monday was, I think the needles I showed you, the 4mm, I think that came there. And I got my, no, I took the band off, because I didn't take the band off, it was in a bag, I took it out of the bag, so because I wanted to show you the entire thing. So this is the Patronus shawl kit, and this is Lily and Snape's dough. And I'm just going to move over a little bit. So look at this beautiful, beautiful variegated yarn, pinks, purples, greens, yellows, gorgeous, gorgeous. And then just a nice soft sort of pinkish taupey with a bit of almost yellow undertones. So that is my Patronus kit that I got from Nora George, and that arrived in the mail on Monday, so that was exciting. And then Tuesday was like a crazy mail day. I got a lot of yarn in the mail, and I got my bag. So I have been wanting one of these bags for the longest time, and so I finally bit the bullet and just said, you know what, let's buy it, because I've been buying other things sort of rather than just buying what it is I really wanted. I've been buying other things. So I bit the bullet and did this. And so, okay, we're gonna do the spoiler alert now. So I have a spoiler. I have a Homespun House Charm and Harry Potter spoiler to show you. So if you do not want to have this spoiled, close your eyes, cover your ears, you know, do whatever you need to do so that you don't see this. But if you want to peek, it's really worth it. So this one is called Anything from the Trolley Dearies. And it has a Sucra charm of Birdie's Bots. Aren't they so cute? Just wonderfully cute, and I love this pink, and then I love that color green, and yeah, so Anything from the Trolley Dearies. Lovely, nice thing to come home to on a Tuesday at the end of the day. So, and then I had a lot of Nora George yarns, and I mean a lot. I went crazy on the last update, but I'm really happy with everything I bought. So let's start off with, I got just I'll just show you the regular sock, and then the rest are sets. So this is April Showers, so just a really lovely blue, and sort of like a grayish blue, and lots of changes in tone. I ended up, I know I don't like to knit in yellow, but I just kept looking at this one going, oh, I love it. I bought Daffodil. And again, I don't love yellow, but there was enough of this speckled variation that I decided that, and I also love the green mini, that perhaps I needed to have Daffodil. And I love daffodils. Daffodils are so pretty, so I did buy Daffodil. And I also bought Camellia, so lots of pink. Oh my gosh, that's probably gonna take over. Have you come to see the beautiful Yarn Scout? So Camellia, and these are all in Tracy's new ball bands with her new logo. I do like the birds. I like this one too. I like the birds. They're both lovely logos. And anyway, so the Camellia is just lovely, lovely pinks and little bits of orange in there, and speckles also in there, so really lovely. And all of the sock sets are 75% superwash merino and 25% nylon, and they are 425 meters, and then the little mini is a 20 gram 85 meter mini skein. So just universal, but something I often forget to mention. Oh, it's hard to choose which ones to show because they're all so beautiful. I got the Beekeeper as well, and this one is actually much prettier than I was expecting it to be. I guess I was thinking it was going to be more browns but it's got some beautiful purples, and you know, because of course you're going from the photograph on Instagram, and I often don't have my brightness turned up all the way. So, but oh, look at the beautiful little bits. So I'm definitely glad I got this, and this orange is so lovely. So, oh, pretty, pretty, pretty. Now, I did get cart jacked in this update, and I'll show you what I got cart jacked on, but I made up for it. I got the color I wanted, just not the base, but I will get to that in a few minutes. I did get Cherry Blossom, which is where I got cart jacked a few updates ago. I really wanted Cherry Blossom, and just it's such a beautiful pink, and then it's got this lovely little coral mini, and so I was definitely glad to grab Cherry Blossom when I saw it come up again. So talking about cart jacking. And I also got the Sweet Orange, and this one's on a sparkle base, the gold sparkle, so it's lovely, and then it's got that dark green, and oh, so pretty. So I'm not sure what I'm going to make with this one. I'm not sure, but it's, oh, I love these oranges. I think, oh, nice. And, oh, which one shall I show? I think I'll show, okay, so this is the one I got cart jacked on. And I wanted just the regular sock, and I ended up getting the color I wanted, but on sparkle. And it is lovely. It really is. And this is English Lavender. And it's got those beautiful purples and greens and lovely speckles in there as well. And then the fun purple mini. But yeah, it was, I mean, this was actually my first cart. I put in the one I'm going to show you and this, because those were the two I definitely wanted. And by the time I got to check out, the regular sock was gone. So I got what I wanted in the first one, went back, and this was my second cart because I definitely wanted this one. So I'm very happy to have this because it is glorious and makes me so happy. So, and then the final one, yeah, I know, because I've got, wait, I have too much yarn, but I need something to share, right? Anyway, this one is buds, and I had talked about, on the show last week, I talked about how I could have gotten it on mohair, and I was kicking myself. I got buds, and so just, oh, and there's this little spot, like all here. Does that not make you just want to buy yarn? That makes me want to buy yarn. Look at that. Glorious, glorious. This is going to be something special. I think I may use it. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what Shawl Society future ones hold. I may end up using that for one of them. It depends what Helen's got planned. So, and usually when I look at the picture, I can pick out really quickly what I'd like to do. But this has got to be a really special one because it's just so beautiful. So that's buds, and that was my mail. And now my empty fringe bag. I'll have to load it back up again. But it's nice. I've read that they're great for in the car. So I'm hoping to get some car knitting done this summer if we go anywhere. So I thought, good thing to have. It's got nice little pockets on the side. So, oh, and my Nora George card and little stitch marker was inside there. I put it there. So anyway, that was what I got in my mail this week. So I know I've got something really exciting coming. I hope I have to share it next week because I'm really excited to share it. Okay, time to get serious. On today's True Confessions, we need to talk about my yarn diet. About 2 months ago, I declared myself on Instagram on a yarn diet. But I have to say, it is not working. Like, is there anyone out there who actually says they're going on a yarn diet and it does work? Because I would love to know the secret. So I've been buying all this wonderful, beautiful, amazing yarn, and I have not dropped 1 single pound. Not even one. What's up with that? I've been following it fairly well. I mean, every once in a while a yarn dyer throws in a little piece of chocolate for me, but I don't think that's enough to make me like not lose any weight whatsoever. Anyway, I mean, I've even been trying to buy healthy sounding named yarns. You know, like here I've got Mystic Rainbow. I mean, that's fairly airy, right? I've got Secret Garden. Oh, no, that's not, yeah, that's Secret Garden. I've got, you know, buds and other, like, plant sort of sounding things, daffodils. I don't get it. Why am I not losing weight? I mean, yarn is high in fiber, right? I should be losing weight. You know, is it the speckles? Are the speckles extra calories? Is it the sparkles? What is going on? I just don't get it. So, you know, I'm even staying to fingering weight yarns because chunky sounds like it might be extra calories. I am not budging. So what I want to know is, does this yarn diet actually work for anybody, or is it just a fad? Because if it's just a fad, I think that I need to stop eating this stuff and just start knitting with it, because it seems like a total waste of good yarn to be ingesting. And all it does, even though it is high in fiber, is make me feel uncomfortable and bloated. So I think maybe I'm gonna have to give up my yarn diet and just start knitting. Anyway, if there's anyone out there that actually has found that the yarn diet works, can you let me know the secret? Thanks. Thank you so much for joining me on the Comfy Red Couch this week. As I said earlier in the podcast, you can find me as TRACEYRR on Ravelry and as Comfy Red Couch on Instagram. I hope you have a lovely week. I hope you've had a nice, relaxing Mother's Day, and I wish you lots of crafty goodness until next time. Bye! Maybe it's a color thing. Maybe I should be eating more yarn with green. I mean, it's got a little bit of purple, but there's a lot of green in this one, so maybe it's the way I'm eating it. I'm gonna try something different. Well, here goes nothing. Tasty. I need to make more yarn smoothies more often. Cheers! Yum. Not much green though.